Well, we've got Josh on the line.
Sure, we can go to Josh.
Yeah.
In Dallas, Texas.
How's it going, guys?
Hey, Dallas. Hey, Josh.
Hey, man, I love y'all's show.
Thanks so much.
Yeah, I am a theist, though. I'm very open-minded, so I like looking at both sides.
Okay.
Okay, and my question to y'all would be over the cosmological argument.
Okay.
I'm pretty sure y'all are very familiar with it as far as the premises go. I can restate them.
Well, it depends on which version.
Yeah, there's...
Okay.
Cosmological is a category of arguments, and then there are specific arguments that fit within that category. The most typical is the Kalam, which William Lane Craig used. Sure.
Yeah, that's the one. I'm wanting to talk about is the Kalam cosmological argument.
Sure. First premise is everything that begins to exist has a cause for its existence.
Exactly. Everything that had a beginning had a cause.
Okay, it's slightly different wording, but everything that begins to exist has a cause for its existence. So, have you got it sitting in front of you?
I have the premises in front of me.
You don't have the conclusion?
Oh, yeah, I have 1, 2, and 3. Number 2 is that the universe had a beginning, and then the conclusion would be, therefore, the universe had a cause.
Cool. Therefore, the universe has a cause is the conclusion of the Kalam cosmological argument. From the Kalam cosmological argument, what do we know about the cause?
So I first want to start with premise 1, and then
It doesn't matter. It doesn't matter. We can go right to the conclusion. The conclusion of the Kalam cosmological argument is, therefore, the universe had a cause for its existence. The argument is presented. It has premises. Everything that begins to exist has a cause for its existence. The universe began to exist. Therefore, the universe has a cause for its existence.
Yes,
that argument does not include the word God at all.
No, but...
So it's not an argument for the existence of God, then, is it?
No, it can be. It is.
No, it cannot be. It cannot be and isn't. You can't have an argument for something that does not contain the thing you're arguing in any premise or the conclusion.
Matt, with the science that we have today, either something created the universe or nothing created the universe.
Okay, but now you're not talking about the Kalam cosmological argument. You asked what I thought. You asked what I thought of the Kalam cosmological argument, and I'm telling you, it's not an argument for the existence of God. Its conclusion is that therefore the universe has a cause.
So premise 2 says that the universe had a beginning. Would you say that's correct?
So first of all, I reject premise 1 and possibly premise 2, and I'd highly recommend that you watch the debate between Sean Carroll and William Lane Craig, where Sean exposes the problems, or you can look at Theoretical Bullshit's YouTube video where he goes through this. But here's the thing. Most modern physicists are rejecting the premises of this argument. But it doesn't matter because I can concede all of it, and we get to the conclusion, therefore the universe had a cause for its existence. That argument tells us nothing about the nature of the cause, whether it's an agent, whether it's an entity, nothing at all. You have to add something to the Kalam to get to a God. So I've given you what?
That would be as far as later. So my argument is there's a possibility.
Josh.
Either way, either something created the universe. Josh.
Are we going to talk about the Kalam cosmological argument, or are we going to talk about something else?
The Kalam cosmological argument.
Okay. The conclusion of the Kalam is what?
Therefore, the universe had a cause.
Okay. Does that tell us anything at all about God?
Yes, something.
No, it doesn't. No. How can it tell us anything about God when there's nothing in there, nothing in the argument about God? You are inferring something and adding something to the argument. If I say all men are mortal, Socrates is a man, therefore Socrates is mortal, and you say that this is proof that pixies are what makes Socrates mortal, you are adding something to it. The Kalam cosmological argument is not an argument for the existence of God. It is an argument that the universe had a cause for its existence. It is potentially incorrect, and you can talk to physicists about this. It is also dishonest in the sense that the original version of the cosmological argument had as its first premise, everything has a cause, and then when they said, hey, what about God? Then they make this post hoc rationalization that God didn't have a beginning. But it may be the case that we're playing games with words here, that our local presentation of the universe, the local space-time, had a beginning that we identify with the Big Bang, which may not even be correct, but that is the current best scientific model, and that it may not make sense to talk about anything prior to the Big Bang if time came into being with the Big Bang. And so you have this situation where our local presentation of space-time had what appears to be a beginning, but that doesn't tell you anything at all about whether the cosmos in which the universe exists had a beginning. It may or may not be eternal. This is something you can't investigate. But while all of that is interesting in speculation, the Kalam cosmological argument is not and cannot be an argument for the existence of God until you add something else.
Right. So I'm saying that space, time, and matter had a beginning. Would you agree with that?
Local space, time, and matter apparently has a beginning, but we cannot confirm that because we cannot go back and investigate prior to the Planck time.
No, yes, that's true. But as far as the evidence that we do have today, Stephen Hawking, Einstein, everybody is saying that the universe had a beginning from nothing.
Actually, these things are changing, and when they say the universe had a beginning or the universe sprang from nothing, these are physics models that are talking about the local presentation of space-time in our universe. They are not a claim about the cosmos or whether there's a multiverse that is producing infinite universes or anything like that. So if all you can talk about is the universe that we inhabit, because that's what we can explore, and when we speculate on what happened outside of the universe, we don't have any grounds for that. But none of this has anything to do with whether or not the Kalam demonstrates that a God exists.
Thank you for your time. I really appreciate it.
Okay, thanks.
Thanks.